Alright, it is 6 o'clock once more on a Saturday afternoon. This is the welcome to the another stream of the Venerable Brotherhood. We will be again streaming The Witcher 2. We are nearing the end of this game. And again, after this one, definitely be setting up for The Witcher 3. Thoroughly enjoying doing this, and I intend to continue. But let's switch over to the game view, shall we? Last time we had just escorted one of Roach's informants to a boat to safety, which was an arduous task indeed. And then we had discovered the main issue or the main decision that must be made in this chapter. We either can help Roach, save Foltest's children, and help Temeria become an independent nation, or we can go and save Triss Marigold from the Nilfgaardian camp. So that's going to be the ultimate choice in this chapter. Welcome all. Again, between streams, I decided to go through the skill tree, and I added a little bit more chose Finesse to add increased critical effects. Definitely added 2 points into Invincible to increase vitality by a whole 115 and give me significantly more damage reduction. Along with adding Mutagen to give me vitality regeneration and more damage reduction. And then finally was able to unlock a finisher move, Combat Akumen. I have no idea what this actually does, but it is a group finisher. So we'll find out for the first time, I guess. I fill up the adrenaline bar. Also added 10 vitality mutagen to that, so we should have just so much more health and survivability. Alright, we needed to go talk to Kimbolt about Foltest's children, and we are within an ancient elvish city that's been overrun, and we're occupying it at the time, but it's a meeting ground for the most important individuals of the northern kingdoms. Considering there is, I think, only one king left, you have representatives of Temeria, Redania. I cannot remember that at the moment, but it was with King Henselt, who is now dead. He fell victim to Roach's revenge in the last chapter. And Nilfgaard is also here. So that's going to essentially determine the fate of the north and most likely the fate of the Temeria itself. So, without further ado, let's get right into talking to Kimbolt. He should know something about the kids and where they might be.
Stop looking at me!
Okay, dude, I wasn't looking at you, but sure.
I believe there's been a misunderstanding, my lord.
Get out, before I call my guards.
And what might I convey?
Nothing.
Baron, sir, you gave your word.
For the last time, out!
That's
Tend to this matter.
not a good start to the conversation.
Baron Rabban Kimbolt, I presume.
Does that Witcher's code of yours exempt you from court etiquette? Does it grant you the right to speak to the Highborn without being asked to do so?
I guess I don't need to introduce myself.
Oh no. I know who you are. Geralt of Rivia. Foltest's other favorite hound alongside Roach. Not purebred. They say you bring trouble wherever you appear.
That's not entirely fair. Trouble just kind of exists around Geralt. There is many information. Sure, we'll go with who's that guy.
Who was that thug I passed in the doorway?
He's of no concern to you.
Sure. He didn't look happy. Unhappy people tend to do crazy things.
People like him sometimes do stupid things.
Exactly.
Did I ask for your opinion on the matter?
Oh yes, we're in Lochween. That's right. But let's ask about Temeria.
What'll happen to Temeria?
Is that a note of nostalgia I hear in your voice? Remembering your service under Foltest, or recalling some romp in the sack with the royal advisor? Whichever it may be, spare me your courtesy. You don't care a lick about my country.
Wow. What an ass. Yeah. Aw, just throw it right into his face. So, Roach would care. Yeah, Carol probably doesn't really care, and I don't really either, but Roach does.
I asked out of concern for a friend. I came here with Vernon Roach.
I know.
We royal hounds like to stick together.
Understand this. I'm talking to you only out of respect for Foltest. Out of remembrance for him.
Haven't seen much evidence of that remembrance, aside from the rewards on my head.
They'd have hanged you if not for the testimony of little Anais.
So the girl finally talked.
Whoever that monk was, to me, he was just like you.
Yeah, but I don't take money to kill people. I take money to kill monsters. And people, though they can be monsters, are not actual monsters.
I didn't kill Foltest. That's just one of the things that makes us different.
Really? What else? Honor? Principles?
I'm a witcher. I don't kill humans for coin.
Are you certain it's not just a question of price? Tell me, Geralt. What were you doing at Foltest's side that unfortunate day?
Protecting him? Technically? He wanted me there, and I was kind of enjoying Triss's company, and yeah. The honest answer would be Triss.
Triss Marigold. I was there for her.
In that case, you killed many for that woman. I hope she was worth it. You're a paid thug. Even if you refuse to acknowledge it. That murky set of principles, values call them. You cast them in the nearest corner when the price is right.
I'm not for sale.
I'm not talking about coin, Witcher. As a freak, you want what you're most often denied. Camaraderie, respect, love. It is for those things that you scale walls and murder innocents. That is your price.
I mean, he's not exactly wrong. That is a way of looking at it. But the second answer would be, does have a point. That is essentially what everyone does. That was why we were there in the first place, because Foltest wanted his bastard children back from their mother, because she was withholding them from him. So he kind of wanted camaraderie and love. That was the whole point of that war.
Killing for your loved ones. Hardly a new concept as I see it.
You did not fight to defend the sorceress Marigold, nor the king, Geralt. You fought because you wished to be close to them. They had a higher calling. They knew the cause for which they went to war. Death is your daily fare. You murder like a dog who leaps at the throat his master indicates.
A higher calling. Beautiful concept. Except I remember the knights who stormed Lavalette Castle. High-born men fighting atop high walls. They were out to kill for fame, fortune, and pure enjoyment. I was also at Vergen, where simple soldiers went into battle clutching false relics to their breast, knowing that death awaited them if they deserted.
They owed it to their king.
If there's one thing I love about being a witcher, it's that I never have to draw my sword on someone else's command.
I tire of this discussion, Witcher. Get to the point or leave.
Yeah, but I have more questions about Lochmuin.
They're gonna re-establish the Conclave. Didn't expect so many Temerians to show up for the ceremony.
We're not here for some magic pomp and circumstance. This is about celebrating a new order in the Northern Kingdoms.
Is that so?
Your kind doesn't understand this yet, but your life is about to change. Forever.
My kind.
Wanderers and scoundrels. People, and I use the term loosely, without loyalty or country. People for whom coin is the law and everything's for sale.
Yeah, that's kind of Geralt's life, but... and again, the Conclave is a group of mages that used to exist-ish, maybe 5 to 10 years ago. The timeline's a little fuzzy with the difference between the books and the video games. But it was a group of sorcerers and sorceresses that essentially was the College of Mages in the North. They made the laws, they educated new mages, and they essentially kept things under wraps. But within it, there was one of the highest leaders decided to betray the conclave to Nilfgaard, because Nilfgaard is a gigantic empire that's encroaching from the south. And that sorcerer, thought it was in his best interest to sell everyone out, and then there was also a group of sorceresses that discovered this plot and wanted to overthrow the leadership to prevent this from occurring. And then shit kind of hit the fan, and a lot of bloodshed happened, a lot of mages died, some squirrels showed up, killed some people, explosions happened, and people got teleported all over the place, and the conclave was officially eradicated. And not everyone died, but the organization was dismantled because the leadership was broken, there was arguments about who should be the new leadership, so the organization itself was debunked. And now the mages want to regain their position of power because they don't have the ear of the nobility anymore like they used to. They don't have the clout and the position, and they don't have the control to keep society essentially running the way they want it to. But now they have to kind of grovel at them and get the conclave reestablished. But I'm back to the main point of the children.
The convoy carrying Anais and Busi was ambushed. Why?
I'd like to know that myself.
I've seen your letter to Horst Lubbock, the one in which you ordered him to abandon the planned route.
Nonsense! I sent no such letter.
Yeah, that would be Spycraft 101. Make a new thing that looks really good to the really authentic, and then lie in ambush.
The letter bears your seal and signature, Baron.
Where is it?
I could say unimportant, which he'll less likely to believe me. Assuming he's lying, and I give him the letter, he will take it, and then there will be no more evidence that he did this. But if he's telling the truth, and I don't give him the letter, he won't believe me that there was an order to do so. So, it doesn't really affect me so much. Probably gonna just give it to him to get more to the bottom of it, because he might actually be telling the truth, that he has no idea what occurred.
I have it.
Show me.
Yeah. And the second answer would be the point. I'm gonna hang on to it for evidence, or you have to return it because it's evidence of you essentially killing people. And I am in the middle of your camp surrounded by your guards. Yeah, I'm gonna show it to him. He might actually know it's a forgery or not.
Promise
What?
that I'll get the letter back.
I tire of your tone, Witcher. Damn. So be it. I pledge to return the letter to you. I merely want to see this original with my own eyes. It is my seal, but the hand is forged, sloppily.
Oh, he actually kept his word.
Words come cheap, Baron. I'm finding it hard to believe you.
I care little for what you believe. We are dealing with a forgery. Whoever is behind this has crossed a Temerian noble, and will be duly punished. My scribe will test the letter and confirm what I claim.
Yeah, I'll talk to the scribe.
All right. I'll see what this scribe has to say.
There are objective means of examining the letter's authenticity. I promise to pay you well for learning the truth.
The truth does taste better when payment's involved.
Okay, see the scribe about the letter's authenticity, or go to Nautilus and change... Or... Oh! So I can go to the scribe, who I'm assuming is in your employ, and I'm assuming he will say it's a forgery, or I could go to Nautilus, who I think is the constable we talked to last week, and charge him with essentially kidnapping the royal heir. Oh, I don't remember who you were, though. But he is one of the... Okay, then.
Drunker than a bard. Won't get anything out of him.
Oh,
Maybe there's something about testing letters in his notes.
you were a scribe, and drunk as crap. Alright, then.
Water quenches lime, like beer quenches thirst.
Alright then, mate. You are drunk as crap. But yeah, I think I'm gonna at least try and find out if it's true. Baron Lovely. Oh, investigative
Calling me
report.
sauce.
So, interrogation report.
Fear of mind.
What do you have to say? Record of Mary Louise Lavalette interrogation. Ooh. The woman that was in the jail in the pre-phase. That was getting tortured, I believe. The preparations were completed without interruption. Louisa Lavalette remained silent throughout. In accordance with custom, the unkind master presented the tools he would use. The Baroness merely clenched her teeth and observed a dignified silence. The initial procedures completed, I began the interrogation proper. I asked the subject questions from my Lord Baron's list, however I failed to extract satisfactory answers. After consulting the unkind master, I decided that the subject was not fully ready. We then placed her upon the rack. After some time I asked her Lord Baron's question again. I believe that was when we showed up and killed the bailiff, the torturer, and released her and let her go. So that's a thing. Yeah, that happened in the preamble. Oh, invisible inks and a whole bunch of scribe notes. And then... Oh, so let's pick up, I guess, everything. They're all unique. Brilliant. So, describes invisible inks and dyes, and a whole bunch of scribe notes. I'm hoping you're all the same. Notes scribed on alchemically active paper. I ask kindly, my good lord, my summons, my cord, my good lord, heed it kindly, my good. Alright then. And you're the same, the same, the same, and the same. And the invisible ink book, those wishing to conceal the true contents of their missives from third parties often resort to penning their letters with invisible ink. A message set down in this manner becomes visible only when the document is treated with a substance that reveals the writing. Some use invisible ink as a dye, soaking entire pages in it instead of using it to write. The recipient of a message thus treated can confirm its authenticity by applying a substance that will turn the page a specific color, usually blue. So, I'm guessing if it is an authentic, if the order was authentic, the page should turn blue.
I don't know any of these substances. Best not risk destroying the letter. Maybe there's a formula for the activator in the scribe's notes.
Okay. The scribe's
Young
notes.
alchemist, do as you order.
So did I not...
Acid to water.
Oh. No, this is just crafting materials. Did I not find more of your notes? So again, this is another one of those quests where I could skip right to charging him with a crime, but I might not have the evidence necessary to do so, other than the letter. But I can collect more information. Oh, I don't know why this didn't show up as a lootable door. That's
Young
odd.
alchemist. Not all
But,
that falls out to
so the
us
more I
is
investigate, the more
Get a
information I gain and the
corner
more
gold.
correct
Should
choice,
spell
or a more informed
Let's
choice
take
I can
them
make upon the decision of this quest.
So be bold.
And these are,
Be bold.
again, one of the greatest things I enjoy about this game series, is I am investigating this. I could cut it to the quick and ignore it and just charge him, and the letter should be sufficient to get at least something occurring, but Formally, but you know, I can also investigate the authenticity of the note, and I'm doing it instead of the paid scribe, so it should be easy to find out. Formula for concocting the authenticity of correspondence. The pages have been soaked in substance that will turn blue when treated with the activator. The activator's composition must be kept secret, but I offer it here in encrypted form as a reminder. Light, quench, shit, rinse. Thus you will the facts evince. To read the truth but lies deformed, guano into piss transform. Alright, then a nice riddle.
Calling me sauced? Nah.
See the scribe about
Ear
letters
of mine.
read this. Oh, now I get to read
How
the
did it
scribe
go?
notes.
Light, quench, shit, rinse. Thus you will the facts evince. To read the truth by lies deformed, guano into piss transform.
Alright, we do have a bunch of test drafts that we can at least play
I
around
need
with.
to make the substance that will bring out the dye and apply it to the letter.
Add guano, gently warm the flask and add vitriol oil. Add burnt lime to the flask, heat the flask, capture the vapors and douse them with water. Add water to the flask and add heated copper to the flask. Okay.
How did it go? Light, quench, shit, rinse. Thus you will the facts evince. To read the truth by lies deformed, guano into piss transform.
So, just
How
gonna
did
do
it
once
go?
more.
Light, quench, shit, rinse. Thus you will the facts evince. To read the truth by lies deformed, guano into piss transform.
So, light, quench, shit, and piss. So, we're going to... burnt lime. So, shit obviously refers to guano. The quench would most likely be heat the flask and capture the vapors and douse them with water. That's most likely quench. So then I would need the light step and then the rinse step. I wonder if the rinse step would be water, or adding water to it. So I'm assuming it's going to be the lime. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about too, Mana. That it's going to be the lime, then the vapors, then the guano, and then probably the water. So let's try it out. We've got, I think it was like 4 tries at this before we have to use the actual document. So let's try the
Burnt
lime. Then we will heat the flask and capture the vapors and douse them with water.
Wait for it to dissolve.
And then add the guano.
Everything's better with a dash of bird guano.
And then add flask, or add water to the rinse it. Or is it gently, or is it adding vitriol oil? Or am I rinsing it out with heated copper? Let's add some water and find out.
Damn, destroyed that letter. I need to be more careful.
Okay then. So that was not right. Oh, actually, I am going to save just in case. And then
I
try
need to make the substance that will bring out the
Try
dye
another
and
draft
apply it
letter.
to the letter.
So let's try a different one. Let's try the burnt lime
A little burnt
again.
lime.
The guano, no, quenching first.
Wait for it to dissolve.
And then with guano,
Everything's better with a dash of bird guano.
and then we will try the vitriol oil this time.
Gotta be careful with this. Damn, destroyed that letter.
No.
I need to be more careful. I need to make the
All right.
substance that will bring out the dye and apply it to the letter.
Let's try. Ah. Light. Light, quench, guano, rinse. And I need to turn the guano into piss. Like the... Considerations.
A little burnt lime.
Let's try the lime again. Quenching usually refers to just dousing it with water. So I'm going to try that. So just adding water. The guano.
Everything's better with a dash of bird guano.
And then rinsing it. I need to turn the guano... I'm going to try the vitriol oil again.
Gotta be careful with this. Damn.
No.
Destroyed that letter. I need to be more careful.
So that wasn't right either.
I need to make the substance that will bring out the dye and apply it to the letter.
Yeah, I'll definitely give that one a shot. So, the lime, the water,
A little burnt lime.
guano, and then capture the vapors. So the water,
A bit of water.
let's put some guano,
Everything's better with a dash of bird guano.
and then heat the flask and capture the vapors and douse it with water.
Wait for it to dissolve. I need to add burnt
Oh.
lime to the flask, then quench it with water. Add bird guano to that, heat it, then capture the vapors and run them through cold water to obtain the final substance.
That was right.
All right.
Thank you.
Let's try this on Kimbold's letter.
Okay, so
I need to make the substance that will bring out the dye and apply it to the letter.
using the real letter this time. So, burnt lime,
A little burnt lime,
then the water,
a bit of water.
some guano,
Everything's better with a dash of bird guano.
heat it up till it dissolves and capture the vapors.
Wait for it to dissolve. Smells like piss, but it worked.
Oh,
The
it's red.
shit's orange, not blue.
Or
The
red,
letter's
or
fake.
orange.
Kimbold had nothing to do with this.
Okay,
Young alchemist, do as you order. I dash it to water.
so we did find out that he was indeed telling the truth. He did not send this letter. It is indeed a fake.
Water quenches lime like beer quenches thirst.
Oh, and if we would have listened to the drunk ravings of the scribe, we would have gotten water quenches lime out of him. Interesting.
The king of reagents. Yes.
So could have listened to the ravings of a drunk man in order to get some of the clues. But achieved it in the end, thanks
It's
to
you.
a viewer. So thank you again, Mana. You did indeed not do, or you did indeed not send this letter.
You were right, Baron. The letter's forged.
Of course I was right. I would never seek to hurt Boosie. Bastard or not, he is still a child. Your payment, Witcher. I want you to look into another matter.
What would that be, mate?
What would it involve?
Count Linus Maravel. You've heard the name?
Young, capable, handsome.
Yeah. Yes, all that and more. And he's ambitious to a fault. Right after the Temerian delegation arrived in Lochween, his people began visiting the Nilfgaardian camp regularly.
Are you suggesting Maravel's a traitor?
We are all entitled to communicate with the ambassador without chagrin and openly, as court and diplomatic protocols allow. Yet the Count's multiple messengers, the letters traveling to and fro, it reminds me more of a complicated courtship.
You're curious to know the content of those letters.
I want you to learn the Count's plans. The man would sell his mother to please the Emperor. Find out what Maravel's messenger is carrying. If treason is involved, you must alert